So this comment is referring to a saying, democracy leads to tyranny. And I had to look up exactly where does this saying originate, because I've heard people say that this um, idiom is one of the inspirations for our founding fathers. And so after doing some research, I found that phrase has its origins in Plato's Republic. And I actually happen to have a copy right here, right there. And I've read it once, and it's definitely a dense read, and it's been a while since I've read it. So looking up where this phrase originates, it comes from Book 8 in the Republic. And doing a reading through that chapter, this chapter describes the different types of governments, and Plato explains the rise and the fall of said governments through a series of similes of people, because he equates these types of governments with a very particular type of people. And he comes to democracy, and he explains how democracy comes about, and then of course after democracy would come tyranny. And he explains that tyranny develops when people have too much democracy, too much freedom, too much liberty, to the point where social orders are disrupted. Now, if you know anything about Plato, you would know, so Plato writes the book from Socrates speaking to somebody. I don't know their name, but Plato is been recorded as a historical figure. Socrates is debatable. If we were to say that Socrates and Plato had the same ideologies, Plato does not really believe in equality for people. He believes in a class system. He believes that slavery is a legitimate thing to have. He was a misogynist because he felt that women had a place in society, and he was definitely an elitist. In the Republic, Plato, through Socrates, describes what is the perfect government. And this is a government of elites, coincidentally made up of the smartest and wisest people from the people in the society. And then they, in turn, would create an education system to ensure that the next leader is as smart and wise as them. Plato does not say anything about how the people should elect their leader. In fact, he says that how democracy turns into a tyranny is through the people being allowed to do whatever they want, and then they lose all sense of order. This chaos ensues, and so then they look for a strong man, a man who can save them out of their own chaos and anarchy. And then they lift up this person through a cult of personality. And then, of course, this great golden person ends up abusing their power through corruption because he is not a wise, philosophical king. Now, I'm pretty sure that this person that left this comment has actually not read The Republic, because it's not required reading. And, of course, this person has made bad faith arguments, and most people who want to criticize my videos and what I say are usually on a very particular side of the political spectrum. Now, that sounds a lot like our country today. A country founded by a bunch of rich frat boys that decide to take the country because they don't want to pay their taxes and they don't want Daddy King George to tell them what to do. And then they create colleges to ensure that more rich white men stay in power. These people who want to talk about that they don't want the government to tell them what to do act like anarchists, but they're not really anarchists because they lack theory. They lack proper education. They just want to go based on their emotions. Plenty of anarchists that I watch and follow do the legwork to actually educate themselves. I may not agree with everything that anarchists would say, but I can acknowledge that they do the work and read the theory. So when I just hear people saying that democracy leads to tyranny, that's just fascism. That's just fascism. And the people who want to, poo-poo any type of government that tells them what to do, I like one of my comrades, she was saying that libertarians are anarchists with a gold card. They want the government to stay out of their business until somebody infringes on them telling them that they shouldn't be an asshole.